I actually saw the countdown. That was dope. Haven't seen that in a minute. Oh, welcome to Collector's Hideout, the podcast where we get together and talk shit about stuff, whatever kind of pops up. Really, it's just an escape from the bullshit that goes on in the real world. And I think we seem to enjoy it. And other people seem to enjoy it at times. So it works. I'm your host, Wheezy. And tonight we have a party going on, it looks like. We got Mr. Psycho. Welcome, sir.
How you doing?
I'll be all right. If this fucking computer would stop being stupid. Almost used a different word, would have got us canceled. But I didn't. So,
What again? You canceled.
stupid. And we've also got, directly from Haiti, we have Che, the Haitian one. I swear if I get canceled for that, he wrote it himself.
I did. Leave him alone. I did that.
How you doing, man?
I'm having fun. How about you, Dad?
I, we're just starting, so I guess we're gonna see how this goes. And those of you can see that the winds blew in some Cuban guy. How's it going, brother?
It's you can't say this podcast is not diverse. So
That's
we
true.
have we have a white man, an Irish man, a Haitian, and a Cuban. So.
That is, I never really thought about that, but I love it. Thank you, Jose, for pointing that out.
Yes.
There's something wrong with Chase screen.
Chase,
Chase,
what do you fix your
yourself,
camera,
fool.
dude? Lordy. Now you sideways.
Where's the singer
Stand by.
watch Che fumble with this? Like he couldn't have done this while we were getting shit ready. Like no, he waited till
Anyway,
he waited till we're live to have his errors. Oh man, so the idea for tonight was just a general conversation. We're going video games, right?
Yep.
As
One
a
of our
thumbnail
favorite
show, we're
topics.
doing video games. I used to be very big in the video game scene. I've fallen off over the past several years, but you three gentlemen, or I say two gentlemen because Che's gone. You guys have look, Che's back. A wild Che sighting. Love it.
Yep.
So, you guys have stayed very heavy in the game scene. So this should be a good involved conversation, but I believe the consensus is that we're talking games over the eras and which ones we felt were the best for each system, different eras of systems.
yeah, like
Sounds
I think each generation, I think, is a good area. Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
So, are we going to
Yes.
Are we going to condense Atari and television like all into one era, or are we just
Yeah.
skipping that and going to the NES?
Well, I mean, there's like a few games we can talk about, like that era from like Pong to like, the mid up to the mid '80s, up to like the release of like the NES, because that was like a big like arcade heavy scene. I mean, we weren't really like around, for that era.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we've played. I'm sure we've all played games from that era, like
Oh
Pac-Man.
yeah.
And, like,
I mean,
Donkey Kong.
my first console was an Intellivision, and I remember playing Donkey Kong on it and a
Yeah.
bunch of other games.
Yeah.
So,
But I think a really good place to start would be just talk about like Nintendo, because I think for most of us that was our first like real gaming experience. So
Yeah, no, I'm good with that because I mean, when you talk about the old systems, the only other like for Atari would be Pong with the small paddles, right? Like
yeah.
you make the paddles smaller, it gets harder.
Yeah.
That's-
so are we also going to consider the Sega Master System?
Yeah, but I mean I don't have any games that like you could talk about like, so that era would be like NES, Master System, Atari 7800, but I don't think any of us are really going to talk about like the Master System of the 7800.
Yeah, because I feel like from that era, it's going to be mainly Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Agreed.
And then after that, when Sega Genesis pops in, then you've got a variety of consoles starting to go on, right?
Yeah. That's probably where like the discussion's gonna get a lot heavier. So, but
Makes
yeah,
sense.
whoever wants to start talking about the NES era, so of games.
Go
I think
for
I
it.
think I
You
think I
guys,
think I think John should start that one off since
Okay.
he's our Nintendo expert.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, go for it because I'm trying to make sure everything's running smooth on our other end. So just give me a
cool.
second.
Yeah, I mean, I started with it with an NES back in I think '87 or '88 is when I got my first one. So I was 4 or 5 years old, and I remember I loved the first Mario game. Um, my cousin would, my cousin and I would play it, and then my dad and her dad would play Mario. And my uncle, um, he somehow he found out about the infinite lives trick in Mario, and he was able to do that. And I remember as a kid thinking that was like the most impressive thing I'd ever seen anybody do,
So,
and I could never do it.
so this is one of those things that I've always wondered, and I think I brought it up before on a different topic. But like, how the fuck did that information get passed around back in the fucking 80s? Like, they didn't have Facebook to go and be like, "Oh, look, this is the infinite lives trick." Like, people just woke up one day and like, "Hey, look, this new trick I just discovered."
It'd be like magazines and word of mouth, right? Because
Yeah, so like
Nintendo Power did
Nintendo
start
Power
out.
was a thing, and they did do some features on that, but there were also like 1-900 numbers that you could call for video games if you were stuck or you needed tips.
Yeah.
And so that was
Back in the 80s, I feel like that was more of a 90s.
Yeah. So a lot of comic books would have like those 900 numbers
for video
no.
games.
for like video games, and people
They
would
had
call
900
them,
numbers on a bunch of books, but it wasn't video games.
Well, I don't know which ones you were getting to, so racking up the money on your mom's credit card over there, Chris.
Don't worry about that. I matured really quick.
Yes, puberty came early for Little Rock.
Big Rock. God damn it.
All right.
No, you know what's interesting though, because I think that the spirit of your topic was like the best games of the generations, and I don't know that I can actually pinpoint a best NES game. Like there were a ton of games that I loved. I could go through and list all the games that I loved. All 3 Marios, right? DuckTales was a great one for me. The Legend of Zelda, the first one, not the second one.
Yeah,
right?
we don't talk about the second one.
Yeah, anyone who says
we don't talk about the
one
second
best
one.
is lying, right?
Yeah.
It's that's just hipster talk.
Yeah.
But games like RC Pro Am, like Tubin, like Captain Skyhawk, like there were tons of games that were just fantastic to play.
Yeah.
One of the games I loved as a kid was a Disney game. I think it was called Adventures in the Magic Kingdom or something, where it was 2 players and you were a kid. And like you could go to the different rides, but the rides were actually levels, and some of them were spooky, like for the Haunted Mansion. And I don't know.
Yeah, no, never played any of this shit.
Yeah.
You probably missed out on a lot.
You played
Yeah,
Mario.
initial system was NES for me, and I played Mario Duck Hunt until I broke the gun. Then I kept playing Mario. That was the initial one for me. I think a lot of our generation would say that first Mario game was where we got our love for gaming. A good chunk of our generation would say that first Mario game is the truth.
I'm curious how you broke the gun. Were you hitting people with it?
Yeah, those guns were like
No,
actually, like,
of
pretty
course not. I
durable.
wasn't doing anything of that nature.
Because I mean, I still have all of mine, but
I mean, see, when you have limited resources and your friends come over and you play cops and robbers, things happen.
So that was your mistake right there.
Man said
Hey,
things happen.
Yeah.
the robbers won that day, and I'm proud of it.
For me, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I think so. Like I got my first NES when I on my 4th birthday, like in 1990. And like everyone else, like my first, I got like my parents got me the bundle that had the Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt game along with the light gun. So we played me and my brother played the heck out of both those games, and then we started getting some other games for it. We had like a neighbor who had like a ton of Nintendo games, so he would always come over and bring his games because we had a much bigger TV than him. So, but like John, I mean, some of my favorite memories were from playing the first 3 Mario Brothers games, Legend of Zelda, the first one as well. But for me also, one that we haven't mentioned yet is Castlevania. So Castlevania was like a big one for me, and Ninja Gaiden was another like really really big one that I really really loved. But like the next game that we actually purchased from like for like my collection was actually Prince of Persia. So Prince of Persia, they had like a remake years and years later, but like I remember I got that game and I hated that game because it was so hard. So I don't know, John, have you played Prince of Persia?
On the original
Do
NES,
you
yes, I
remember
have.
how difficult that game was? That
It was
game
like
was
it was like any game you wanted to like was always insanely hard.
yeah.
All right, hold on, real quick. I just want to make sure. Can anybody see the chat?
I can see it, but nobody's saying anything in it.
All right, so weird because I don't see anything either. But Shellhead Tony's in the chat, and he yelled Master System. I guess he approves. He also said there's a lot of games, and he said Mega Man 6 because that's Tony.
Mega Man.
So,
Tell him he's not allowed to talk about Mega Man 6 because he's not here.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
right.
He could
Yeah, I don't
go
know
ahead
why I
and,
can't. Why the chat's not popping up. I see nothing for you, dude.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, no,
How
no
many other
chat
people
except for
are
Mr.
communicating that we can't
Psycho's
see?
comment on this end.
All right,
Yeah.
too bad. We'll continue on. But I have the YouTube live stream up right now, so I can see if anybody comments on there. So
okay.
that'll be good.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I was definitely a fan of the NES. I mean, I think all of us in this age were. And I mean, even games that objectively you look back are actually terrible, you probably still had a ton of fun with them when you were a kid, like WrestleMania on the NES. I liked that game. Looking back at it, I'm like, this is terrible. This game is terrible.
fair.
Yeah.
I actually had a firefighter game on NES. It was basically Pac-Man driving through the street to get to the house, and then a real quick, hey, move the ladder to the window to rescue the people. It was, looking back, it's like, man, how did I have fun doing this? By the time I was like, touch that game, we're gonna have a problem.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a bootleg game for some reason. Like
I feel like
it was legit.
That
I
era-
looked up the name, but
dude,
my phone
that era of gaming was so wild because it's like there were also like you felt like you were gambling a lot of the time because it's like you would buy a game and you wouldn't know if it was good or bad. And the issue was there was like so many like games that were like IP based. So like I loved Back to the Future, was like one of my all-time favorite movies. So you would think that a game based on Back to the Future would be good. So I begged my parents to buy me Back to the Future the game because hey, like what could go wrong? Little did I
you'd like
know.
to think that, wouldn't you?
little did
a lot of
little
people
was
said
I
about
know.
ET too. So
Yeah.
all right,
Man.
so I have to keep going back and forth because we're streaming to like 3 different places.
Mhm.
We have actually some comments in the Collector's Hideout face or YouTube as well. So we've got Victor, kid Machinate. How the fuck you pronounce that shit? Machinate. So yeah, he's in the chat too.
That Victor.
So he's saying 3rd gen NES 4 is probably good for us to go with. And then Shellhead Tony popped into that chat trying to make sure we see him. So Tony, I see you, baby. I'm working on it, but I see you.
How do we fix the chats?
It's not something we could fix during a cast. Like options get frozen. And then Victor also said Ninja Gaiden is a big deal for the time of, in the scenes with the scenes. So
yeah, the three.
And he said something was a lie.
The Ninja Gaiden trilogy on the NES. Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay. I brought up the YouTube so I can see the chat as well because I don't see him on the live stream. He's
I don't know why. Like usually it all pops in the live. Like, man, pissing me off. This damn Rivers. I'll have to fucking message him tomorrow to see what the hell's going on.
I see. Yeah, but yeah, like LJN. So many, like, and it didn't stop either. Like, I would get Back to the Future, and then I'd play that, and I'm like, what is this? Why am I being chased by bees, and why am I throwing bowling balls at things? This wasn't in the movie. Like,
Don't remember that part of the movie? I remember that.
I don't remember the part of the movie where I went to a bar and then like I mess up and then I get thrown across the bar into a wall. Like, what? When did that happen? And then,
Oh,
and then I was just like,
corrected
all
me on
right,
how to pronounce
well,
his name. So that's
I mean, and I'm like, well, I really like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I'm sure that's gonna be a good game. How could
Yeah.
you possibly mess that up? And then you play it, and then I'm like, what am I playing? What is this?
Yeah, no, that's exactly how IPs went back then.
Yeah,
They
so
suck.
it was always just like a gamble.
But like
So-
so, like all of us, obviously my first system was the NES. My dad bought it for himself, so he played a lot of like Zelda. But the
F-them
game
kids.
that, like literally the game that I enjoyed the most on the NES was Mario Brothers 2.
There was something about that
Like-
game. There was definitely something about that game.
Like Mario Brothers 1, it's nostalgia, it's the first. But Mario Brothers 2, I fucking loved that game. I think it was so different than the first one.
Yeah.
And then when you play the third one, it's obviously each game got different, but 2 is just completely different than everything Mario.
Yeah, I mean,
And I don't know, I just
because
Love
we
that game.
we didn't get the real Mario 2 because we were stupid Americans.
Sounds
So
about
we
right.
didn't get the Mario 2. They took a game called Doki Doki Panic and reskinned it as Mario to release it here in the States as Mario 2.
Yeah.
Because they were concerned that if we had access to the actual Mario 2, which we did get later on called the Lost Levels,
Lost Levels, yeah.
if we had access to that, we would hate Mario because it was so difficult.
Yeah.
So
So they thought we
Makes
were
sense.
dumb Americans, yeah.
yeah, I mean,
I
we could
mean,
we could be super controversial. I mean, I know that Tony thinks that Mega Man 6 is the best, and he's wrong. But we could take it even a step further, and we could talk about how Mario Brothers 3 is inferior to Super Mario World.
I mean,
I think they're both
it's two
inferior to
different-
Mario
it's-
2, so whatever.
it's two different. Two different generations. So, I mean, we could talk about that, but I mean,
Yeah, and it's really
It's-
personal preference, right?
it's always personal preference.
Personally, I think the Super Mario World is a better game. I understand why people like Mario 3, and I'm not taking anything away from it. It is a good game, but when you compare them, at least for me, next to one another, it's not even close. Super Mario World wins every single time, and it's not a, well, it could go this way, it could go that way. It's a clear victory.
Yeah, but to me, it's just like comparing like Super Mario World to like, I don't know, like Super Mario 64 or like Mario Odyssey or something. Like, it's just two different generations of a game. So, it is personal preference at the end of the day. For like,
Yeah.
they're both like anybody who's anybody is gonna list both of those games in like probably like top 10 all time lists for most people, I would say. So,
No, Victor. Oh, he
Yeah, I see
said
Victor's
lies earlier. I was trying to understand what he was talking about. Lies.
Games on NES.
Victor, no, bro, you can stay right where you're at. I'm watching the chat, and so is Jose. So you say anything there, we got you. We see it. I have it set for live chat and seeing everything I can versus nonsense.
Yeah. So let's
Just don't know why he's being stupid.
do we want to talk about like the next generation? Like,
Sure.
Like actual
Super
Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was
When I
just
was
a young
dead
boy.
broke, I couldn't fix this. Anyway, yeah, and I didn't even get a Sega console. I got a Sega Nomad. Got Echo and Sonic all day.
A Nomad. Wow. Okay.
Echo and Sonic.
Oh, all right.
Go
So
on.
now that here's the question, okay?
The Nomad was so bad.
So
It
if we're
was.
moving
Hey.
on to
It was a cool concept, but
if we're moving on to the Sega realm, Does that also include Sega CD, or are we holding that off for like a later
No,
transition?
Sega CD is still in that like era. Because it was
Yeah,
before Sega Saturn was the next like real jump
But I
in
mean,
terms
but you
of
got to
like
remember, like you
generations.
had, obviously Super Nintendo, you had Sega Genesis, right?
Yeah.
and
And
then you have the
then
32X.
right, but I would say, but you had those types of games, those systems,
Yeah.
cartridge games.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, here comes like Sega CD, which is like in that gray area between the big jump to disc games, right? Because then you had them, and then you also had Jaguar, which was doing disc games as well.
But it's
It's like,
still like the Sega CD was not, at least when it first came out, it wasn't um like it was more like a peripheral for the Genesis than just like the 32X. Like there were 32X games that
well,
could only be played on 32X, but I don't consider those separate.
well, see, I guess because I'm looking
Whatever.
at it because 32X is still cartridge, so I would count those the same. It's all cartridge-based games, where Sega
Sure,
CD bumps into CDs. Like I wouldn't put Jaguar because it was at the same time against Sega Genesis.
sure, but it's still like the quality of games. There was like the quality of games. The jump from Sega Genesis to Sega CD wasn't really like that big.
Have you
Um,
ever played Sega CD games?
I have,
They're
yeah.
like
They're
mini,
yeah. A
like
lot. A
mini
lot of them are
movies.
full motion. Yeah, a lot of them are
Yeah,
full
they're
motion
full
videos.
motion video mostly. They're not actual
Yeah.
like, and it's also tricky because back then they didn't corral things together in generations. They corralled it on bits, right? So
Mhm.
that generation was 8 bits. Any console that had 8 bits was part of that generation. And then the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo generation was 16 bits. So you had cartridges, but then when you had the Turbo Graphics, you had cards, right? They weren't cartridges, they were cards.
Yeah.
And you stuck
Yeah,
them in
but
there, but it was also 16-bit, right? And then you had the Atari Jaguar when that came out. It was allegedly they built it as 64 bits, but it was
It
not.
was not.
And then the Sega added the Sega CD, but people
Right.
complained about it because really it was just full motion video, and then the limited amount of gameplay that was available in each game looked more like an up-resed Sega Genesis game.
Yeah,
So
like
then
if you look at like Sonic CD versus like Sonic 3, it's like the differences are incredibly minor. Like the only thing is just how smooth the gameplay is, but in terms of like graphics quality, they were pretty much the same.
I don't know, man.
The big reason to play it to get a Sega CD was really just for like the full motion video games.
So, I don't know, man.
But
Like
like a lot
Sewer
of people.
Shark was dope.
No, I mean I get that, but also like during this time, like PC was also on the rise, so a
yeah,
lot of these like full motion games you can also play on like CD-ROM.
and they played better.
So yeah, and they played
And
better.
then because the Sega CD struggled, Sega was like, "Oh shit, we're gonna release the 32X." And the 32X came out, and they're like, "Forget about the CDs. These cartridges now are double the power." And even then, there was more happening on the screen, but the graphics were not that much different than they were on the regular Genesis,
Yeah.
right? And then you had Nintendo's PlayStation, which eventually became Sony's PlayStation, and then Nintendo was going to partner with Philips CDI, and then they decided to hold off on that, and Philips
right.
CDI was going to help them
So
make.
we're getting off topic then. All right, so let's continue with the games then.
Okay,
We'll count them all part of the same thing. I don't think it
Okay.
is. That's fine. You guys.
So for me, I mean, so my first console of that era was the Sega Genesis. I wasn't able to get a Super Nintendo until almost to the end of that generation, honestly. Um, so for me, a lot of like my fondest memories were on the Sega Genesis. So for me, like the top games that stand out for me are like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is like a major one. Um, I would say probably like Streets of Rage 2 is another like major one for me. Uh, a lot of the treasure games like Gunstar Heroes, Dynamite Headdy, like those were amazing games, which like really ran super well on the Sega Genesis. So a lot of like the blast processing stuff, like worked on those types of games. So like played like boss fights and like Gunstar Heroes or Dynamite Heady, like they looked really really smooth, and because the graphics were like very very quick. So yeah, so for me, like those were like a lot of major ones, and then Mortal Kombat 2. Like once Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2 came out on console, like those were like my big go-tos. Um, on the Super Nintendo side of things, I didn't get a Super Nintendo until about um, probably around like when Donkey Kong Country came out. I think that was the first Super Nintendo game we got.
So
In 95.
Yeah,
Right.
95.
The year before, like
Right-
a year and
right
a half before the N64
right
launch.
before the N64 launch. Yeah.
So like for me, if I had to go just based on the games I was playing, um, for Super Nintendo, I if I did one for Super Nintendo, one for Sega, because I had both systems. Super Nintendo would probably be the game I played the most. I had the most fun with. It'd probably be Clay Fighters.
I remember Clay Fighters.
Oh my god.
Hey, then, hey,
Clay Fighters.
I got the random ones, man, because I enjoyed the Mario games, but it just wasn't it. Donkey Kong was great. I can't knock Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was great, but I had so much fun with Clay Fighters. But even then, like the Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, like I fucking loved the game.
I wanted to like that game so much. I could never get into it, and I tried it because I didn't have a Super Nintendo until they released the Donkey Kong bundle. That's when I got a Super Nintendo. But my cousin had the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, like so. I was playing everything all the time. God, I could not get into that game, like not on the Sega or on the Super Nintendo. It was just was always it always ran like shit, and it was worse the first time I played the Tournament Fighters game on the NES. It was just absolutely terrible.
No, I just that game and like I said, Clay Fighters was fucking amazing. But then on Sega, the main game I played on Sega Genesis that I fucking loved was Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Yeah, great name.
I never played it on Sega, but I had it on Super Nintendo. That's hilarious.
and then what was the other one you were talking about, Chris? The Haunting or whatever, right? Is that it?
Oh, the Haunting. This game's great too, but I mean, it gets really frustrating. But yeah, the Haunting. But yeah, Zombies Ate My Neighbors was like the main game I played on Sega. Because like you'd think it'd be like Alien 3. That game sucked. Yeah, no, that's. Really, I missed the part where I forgot to mention how the Predator game for the NES was fucking horrible. But yeah, no, that was the main games I played on those systems. Like we rented a lot of games, but none of them I can even remember really standing out. Like Ninja Gaiden, like I played those, but they didn't stand out to me, even in memory. It's like, oh, that's the game. Like,
yeah. Sega.
But then
Sega
at the
had a
same
lot of
time,
games.
because I had the Sega CD, Sonic Spinball was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that was a good game. Sonic Spinball was really good.
I love Sonic Spinball.
Yeah.
And the game was horrible, but another game I did play a lot because I had the Sega CD. They had a crisscross game.
Crisscross game? Which one is that?
No, it's Crisscross, like the rap group Crisscross.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there was a game for that, and you played like a producer of their music videos, and you had to like listen to like phone calls of people calling in what they like, and you had to, like make the music video to be what they liked. But I fucking played that game like crazy. Looking back now, it's fucking
my video.
Stupid. Yeah, it's fucking stupid, but I played it like insane amount of times. Could never make a good video though. It just wasn't my thing. I couldn't produce a good video.
Victor mentioned the Adventures of Batman and Robin on Genesis, Streets of Rage 2, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, I can't disagree with Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles for sure.
I didn't have access
for me,
to that. Played with my cousin on his, but good times.
Yeah, like for me, I still hold Sonic 2 just a little bit higher than Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I love Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but I don't know, something about Sonic 2, just the level design and the music and everything was just phenomenal for Sonic 2. It just like kind of perfected the Sonic games for me.
My favorite Sega game, and this is crazy, but my favorite Sega Genesis game to play was Road Rash,
Oh, great
the
game.
motorcycle game
Yeah.
where you're like
I love Road
beating
Rash.
people
Beat
with
the
things.
shit out of people.
The the sound effects for the different weapons in that game were so funny. It was such a fun time playing Road Rash. Every time you sat down to play it, it was great. Even when you were losing, it was still incredibly fun.
Yeah, for sure. Other Sega games too. So Sega was really good at producing like good like side scroller beat 'em up arcade style games. So on top of like Streets of Rage 2, which I still think is like the best like beat 'em up game on the Genesis. They had other games like Alien Storm was really good. Like the Golden Axe games were really good. Yeah, they just had. But then, like, if you look over at Super Nintendo side, right? Super Nintendo had a lot of really awesome arcade ports too. Like, obviously, Turtles in Time is like probably one of the best of all time.
Well, I mean, don't forget the 2 awesome X-Men games we got for the Genesis. Those games were
Oh yeah.
for the time.
Yeah. But those weren't really like. Were those really like?
They were side scroller
categorized
beat 'em
as
ups, but they
yeah.
weren't arcade ports.
Yeah, they were like different. But those were great. I remember, man, that one. I remember like the menu music for the first one was great. That I still remember the tune for that one. Yeah, those were really good games.
What I hated about those games is that you couldn't use your power. Like, you're a mutant.
Yeah.
What? All of a sudden, Wolverine's claws won't come out? What kind of nonsense is that? Like, what is this?
Yeah, and you could always call in like the other superhero, like the other heroes.
Yeah.
That would call like Angel would come in and like shoot out the barbs out and stuff. That was really cool.
It's like all of a sudden you ran out of mutant power, so Cyclops can't put his fingers to his visor. It's like, what? Like, he can punch people, but he can't touch his own head. Like, what is this?
Yeah. And then on the like Marvel had like they had like a few too, like besides like the X-Men games obviously, but they had like other Marvel IPs like Maximum Carnage was like a big one. A lot of people hate on Maximum Carnage. I really loved Maximum Carnage. I thought it was a really fun game. So, like, you look at it, like, now, and, like, a lot of people... I didn't realize there was a lot of hate for that game. And I could see why, but I really liked that game a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun when I played it. And that was really cool, because it came in, like, a red cartridge.
Yeah.
So, and, like, playing that game, like, Carnage became, like, one of my favorite, like, Marvel villains. So...
Yeah. Victor said Batman Forever. And
yeah, I saw that.
All I can say to that is it sucks
God.
back then and it sucks forever.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, and then I don't know, John. What about over on the Super Nintendo side? Like, what were some of your top games?
I mean, there were so many good games on the Super Nintendo. To me, to this day, the Super Nintendo is still, in my opinion, the greatest console of all time. So many of the games were so very, very good. Super Mario World, right? Turtles in Time, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 2. I've heard Donkey Kong Country 3 was also just as good, but I never really played it. Victor and I talked about sitting down to play it, and we, a couple times we started it, and then we never went anywhere with it. But you had just, was it Galaga? Not Galaga. Gradius 3 I had. There was a Ken Griffey Jr. baseball game.
I remember that game
on Super Nintendo that I had, and I hate baseball, but I loved playing that game for some reason.
There was... Okay, now because you mentioned baseball, I played the Ken Griffey Jr. There was a game. I don't know if it was Super Nintendo or NES. Victor will know, I imagine. You guys might know. But it was a baseball game, but you were robots. There was a bunch of different types of robots.
Wasn't that Telero baseball or something?
Fuck if I know. That's what I'm saying. Maybe somebody else would know.
I never played it.
You had to build your team, and you had to pick out which robots you wanted on your team. And god damn it, I remember playing that shit a lot.
There were like a few games like really niche like
it was on the
games
NES.
like that. Yeah, there were like a lot of niche sports games like that. One that I remember, I don't know if you guys ever played it, Monster League Football. Did you guys ever play that?
Monster, yes, yeah.
Monster. So I think that was on both Sega and SNES, if I'm not mistaken, right, John? I think it was on
Yeah.
both of them. So,
So Victor says the
I
game's
played
called
it on
Super Baseball 2020.
that. Interesting. Well, we're past.
I'm looking
that
it
now.
up now.
I also was surprised that when we were talking about the NES, Chris didn't say this game because he's always told me it was his favorite game was Super Dodgeball.
Super Dodgeball.
Super Dodgeball.
I've heard of
Oh,
it, but
God,
I never played it. Yeah.
love Super Dodgeball. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, growing up, he used to tell me all the time
Damn,
that
Victor's right. It was Super Baseball 2020. I played that on my DS. I was like, yes. God damn, you're right.
Super
No, that's it.
Dodgeball
That's the
or
top
Super
game.
Baseball?
Super Dodgeball.
Super Dodgeball.
No, Super Dodgeball.
But I mean, for Super Nintendo,
Yeah, but but Victor was right. Super Baseball 2020 is the game I was thinking of. You're robots and you play baseball, and I remember loving that game.
Interesting.
but Victor also said it in the chat. Mega Man X was a great game on the Super
great
Nintendo.
game.
That game was
still,
amazing.
That's still my favorite Mega Man game of all time. Mega Man X.
I played. What's funny is when I was younger, I played Mega Man X. I never even knew about Mega Man X2 or X3 as a kid. It wasn't until I was an adult that I found out about those games. But it was like just you had Super Battletoads, right? Super Castlevania, Super. I forget. I don't think it was Super C. I think it was just Super Contra on Super Nintendo. That was a great game.
Yeah. There are some games on Super Nintendo that just had Super in the name just to have it.
Yes.
Like Super Star Wars was one of them.
But Mario RPG was
Yeah.
a great game. I've never actually played it, but people talk about it. I own it. I haven't played it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Mario RPG. The first RPG Mario game I played was actually Paper Mario. That was like my first foray into that. But from what I heard, they're very similar. So, what about John? What did you think of Star Fox? Would you put it on like a top list?
It depends. How am I ranking it personally, or am I ranking it for importance?
Just like personally, I would say.
No.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, I played it a couple times as a kid when it came out, and I thought it was cool, but it was never anything I'm like, man, I got to play this, right? And for me, like, I want games that I feel like, man, I got to play this. And Star Fox just wasn't it. Now, when you get to Star Fox 64, that's a different story.
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
We're gonna have
a lot to say about Star Fox 64. No, I think for Super Nintendo, man, there's just so many good games. There's just so many. We didn't even talk about Link to the Past yet, right? Link to the Past is
we didn't talk about Link to the Past.
To me, Super Metroid and Link to the Past are the top two. And then for me, probably Mario World and then Donkey Kong Country are up there too.
People hated on this game, but I love Super Mario All-Stars. Right? People hated that they changed the art of the original 3 games. I love that. I love the changed art design. I thought it was fantastic. I loved playing those games on the Super Nintendo. But then there were a bunch of stupid games that Trisha and I would play that I thought were great. And even now when I look back at them, I'm like, oh, these games were great. Like Joe and Mac, the caveman game, and then they had a sequel. There was some sort of Flintstones board game type game on the Super Nintendo that I loved. And then there was this game, I don't know the name of it, but my buddy had it. And it was a Godzilla game. But you were Godzilla fighting Godzilla's enemies. And I used to have so much fun with that game, and it was amazing.
So, in this same era, obviously, there's a lot of handheld games going on, right? So you had with the Game Boy, but then you also had with this the Sega
Genesis, or the Game Gear.
The Game Gear.
The Game Gear. Now,
and then if you were bougie like Shay, you had the Nomad.
Hey, I don't know how bougie it was because between NES and Nomad, I did not have a console again until GameCube.
Were you okay? Here's the question: was it more bougie to own a Nomad, or was it more bougie to own a Virtual Boy?
A Nomad.
You think it Nomad? I
The
don't. think so.
Nomad was $500 when that thing came out.
How much was a Virtual Boy? Wasn't it like?
It wasn't
$300?
that expensive.
Virtual Boy was pretty expensive.
Virtual Boy's like, here, take our money, or give me your money. I'm just gonna give you red dots to give you a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna take my money again when they release it for the Switch 2.
Are you gonna get both versions of it?
I'm gonna buy the one that actually looks like the original Virtual Boy that the Switch slides into, and I can stick my face in it. Absolutely, I'm getting that one.
Or you're also gonna get the cardboard version?
No, I'm not gonna spend $30 for a cardboard version. What's great is I'm gonna take my actual Virtual Boy out of the case and set it next to the redesigned Virtual Boy, and I'm gonna have both of them out together. It's gonna be fantastic.
So
I'm very much looking forward to it.
So when I was mentioning the handheld games, right? Because I never had a Game Boy. The first Game Boy I got was Game Boy Color, and that was to play like Pokemon Red.
Yep.
So-
Same, dude. Same.
Yeah. So before that, I had a Game Gear, and one of the main games I played on Game Gear, I don't even know what the hell the game was called, but you were like a small child who was like a caveman. And it was like a side scroller.
Bonk.
Fuck if
Maybe.
I know. I just said I don't remember the
Bonk's
name.
Adventure.
Yeah. Victor would definitely know that.
No, I don't know if Bonk's Adventure was on Game Gear.
I mean,
Oh,
it was
on
definitely
Game
a Game
Gear?
Gear game. Because I had that, and then I had some baseball game. I think it was MLB something. Plus a few other Game Gear games, but that was the main one. I remember you were a caveman, like a small little caveman. You fucking beat people with your club and shit.
Do you like throw axes and stuff?
Bro, I don't remember.
That would have been
Great.
Adventure Island.
I'm looking up. No, there's a game called Wonder Boy, which is like a caveman game, but that's what's coming up.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
So the Sega Nomad was $180 when it released in October of 1995, and
That's not
let's
that bad.
see.
The Virtual Boy was more expensive, I'm pretty sure.
The Virtual Boy was $180 when it released in
95 too, I think. Right?
it also released in 95. I'm just looking for the month. But both of them were the exact same price.
Oh, shit,
All right.
God damn it.
Chris,
See,
Victor said that
trying
sounds
to
like
find
Bonk's
this shit.
Adventure.
Chuck Rock.
That's
Yeah.
all I'm looking. I'm looking to see if I can see like an image and be like, oh yeah, that's it. But just typing in caveman or Game Gear caveman game brought up a fucking piece of nostalgia from NES. It was caveman games. I completely forgot about that fucking game. It's like the Olympics, but you're caveman. Like one of the games, like you throw your wife by her hair. Like, oh, god damn it! Told you my dad bought the NES for himself.
Well then,
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to look now. If Victor's saying it's Bonk, it's most likely Bonk.
Except
Definitely
Bonk
wasn't Joe Mac.
was not available on the Game Gear.
You don't think so?
No, I mean I looked it up.
I don't think it was.
it
Yeah.
was not. Bonk's Adventure was
there's
released
also
on
Chuck
Game
Rock.
Boy.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, that doesn't look. Yeah, that does not look familiar at all.
Yeah.
I'll
I
do
don't
some research. I'll look it up.
I think growing up, I don't even think I knew anybody that owned a Game Gear. Like
I had a Game Gear.
Most of my friends had like a Game Boy, and like I said, I didn't get a Game Boy until I got a Game Boy Color at around the same time, probably as Chris, specifically for Pokemon. So that was like the number one reason why I got it. So, which is another like we're talking about like generation like Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow, like those games were just in my opinion like ahead of their time. Like they were just fantastic RPGs.
Go ahead.
God
No,
damn,
I was
now
gonna
you're
say they just like changed
fucking-
everything. So
not
My grandmother took me to
seeing the
service.
different games that are popping up when I'm looking up shit. Oh.
My grandmother took me to Service Merchandise and bought me my first Game Boy, bundled with Link's Awakening. And I remember, like, I don't know if you guys remember shopping as service merchandise, but you'd order things, and then once you paid for it at the counter, it would come from the top of the store, like where the warehouse was, and it would like come down this conveyor belt, like come around and then slide through and then land at whatever checkout you were at. And I remember just like after she bought it, like waiting for the thing to come down and just having that console in my hand, the Game Boy, because we were going on a trip and I was going to be in the car for a long while, and my grandmother decided to buy me that. I still have that Game Boy, the old Nintendo brick.
God, it's gonna drive me fucking crazy.
Jay, what about you, man? We haven't heard anything from you. What were some of your top games during that era?
Nah, I after the Nomad, I played the Nomad was Echo, Sonic, and I believe it was one of the first FIFA games or something of that nature. It was a World Cup soccer game. But yeah, after the Nomad, I did not own a console till GameCube. Everything was played with my cousins or at a Psycho's house.
Till we all chipped in and bought him a GameCube.
Which is much appreciated. It's still sitting right there.
Wasn't it, didn't we get you the GameCube and whatever year of Madden it was that had Michael Vick on the cover?
Yeah, 2003 from Madden 2004.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Good times.
Was it Che's GameCube that we played Day of Reckoning on?
No, that was my GameCube.
Oh, okay, all right. We'll probably get to that in a little bit.
The fateful moment. It was all. Did somebody just go on special? Great time.
Oh man.
All right. So the next generation, that would be N64, PlayStation, like that generation.
Yeah.
Okay. Did any of you guys own a PlayStation? I actually never owned a PlayStation.
I did not.
Mark had a PlayStation, so I played games through that.
Yeah. Like I had a neighbor who had a PlayStation, but he had like a very limited number of games.
Melissa had a PlayStation.
Good. Yeah, funny enough, the first PlayStation game I ever played was actually like Twisted Metal. So, and because he had it, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come over and play this like awesome game?" I was just like, "Okay, what's it like?" And he was like, he was comparing it to Mario Kart, which we had Mario Kart on the N64, and I was just like, "Okay." So we go over and play, and I was just like, "Oh, what the hell? This game's crazy." So, but Twisted Metal. So that was my first PlayStation game, and then he also had another game. I had a
PlayStation.
Oh no! See, we all knew someone who had a PlayStation. So.
Me.
So the other.
So Jen had a PlayStation?
Yes, she did.
Apparently, yeah.
That's funny that John, you didn't have a PlayStation. I didn't have a PlayStation, but both of our wives had PlayStations.
Yeah, that is actually really funny. That is really funny.
Yeah. I'm sure if Victor was in here, he would tell us all about Crash Team Racing, and how fantastic that was. Because Victor and I would talk, and he definitely had a PlayStation, and he talked about Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, and Crash Team Racing was a big one for Victor that he enjoyed.
So how did all of us own an N64? Or
I didn't.
Well, Che didn't. Che didn't until GameCube. Chris, did you have an N64?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I didn't own the 64, but between my cousins and Mr. Psycho, 64 was amazing.
Yeah.
No Mercy, Star Fox 64, GoldenEye
was
Mario Kart, man.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Diddy Kong Racing is one of my all-time favorite games.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Snowboard Kids. I love Snowboard Kids.
Or 1080 snowboarding.
I love 1080 snowboarding as well.
Yeah, so
Oh,
sorry,
1080
sorry,
is fucking awesome.
sorry for any PlayStation lovers. This generation has now become like an N64 only podcast.
Hey, you know what? All you gotta say
Victor, I'm
is
sorry.
Victor said Castlevania, Final Fantasy, and Metal
Yeah.
Gear Solid for
So
PS.
I got to play Symphony of the Night but much later on when it was ported. So that's a great game. Same thing with Metal Gear Solid 2. Like I didn't get to play that until much later on. But a phenomenal game. But N64, I mean, for me, best game ever on N64 was Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie to me is like the pinnacle of like what every 3D platform game should be. Should be like made in the image of like Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie like took what Super Mario 64 did and essentially like perfected that genre of platform.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time. One of the even to this day, there are still people that say Ocarina of Time is the best game ever made. You can't have a conversation about the N64 without talking specifically about Ocarina of Time. But yeah, I mean, we already mentioned a bunch of the good ones. Diddy Kong Racing was amazing. GoldenEye was amazing. 1080 was amazing. WWF No Mercy. Like if you were a wrestling fan and you loved wrestling games, to this day, you still could consider No Mercy the greatest wrestling game ever made.
Dude, all those. I mean, even if you go back further, like WrestleMania,
WCW,
WCW
NWO
Revenge, like World Tour, like those were all amazing games, and still to this day, like some of the best.
Oh
like,
man,
games.
Blitz.
NFL Blitz.
NFL Blitz.
So I had that on my list. I was like, we got to talk about NFL Blitz.
Oh
like,
man,
NFL Blitz is to me still to this day is the most fun like arcade football game ever made. Like it is just so.
I can't even dispute that.
Yeah.
Blitz. Oh man, Blitz is special.
Blitz is special.
Chapnick would be
played it in Chapnick's house.
Chapnick would be like, "You guys working in there? Absolutely."
You hear NFL Blitz 99.
What is that? We're practicing not getting distracted by the crowd.
Oh man, good times.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude, Blitz was fun times.
And there were like three different releases of Blitz on the N64, if I remember correctly.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Blitz 99, Blitz 2000, right? Were both of those on there?
Yeah, but you also had like Cruisin' USA and Cruisin' the World. Those games were great.
Great games.
So, Spectre Gundam's saying that he never had a system. He had a ball and a cup. I feel like he's lying. I feel like his favorite game would be Karate Kid for some reason.
Ball in the cup.
Ball in the cup.
I need a ball in the cup. That's. They had the string attached to a ball in the cup. Yep, that's all. That's where he's going. About time you got here, Spectre.
I mean, I'm going to call BS on that because everybody knows if you had a ball in a cup, that string only lasted like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you pulled.
I mean, if you weren't good at catching the ball in the cup, you just started fucking flailing it like a madman. Yeah, absolutely.
No,
which I
even if you were good at it, that string was dead. That string was done.
Cause I see you looking at that ball and be like, "Goddamn ball, go in the fucking cup," and then it goes flying across the room.
So for
Victor
N64,
said Mario Kart 64 was the most fun he had on the 64. I can't dispute that.
Mario Kart 64 is great,
special.
but there is no better there is no better kart game on the N64 than Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing was the best.
Yeah, I mean, and I can't believe none of us said Smash Brothers on the N64.
Yeah,
like
or Star. We haven't even talked about Star Fox either. Star Fox is another one. So Star Fox 64.
Well, there's also GoldenEye.
Wait. We're missing one of the most important games. Duke Nukem 64. Nukem 64 was
greatest game ever.
I had the Duke Nukem game on the 64 that was like he had like a Wild West style outfit on the cover.
Really? Which one was that one? Oh, that was like later, I think.
It was a time game, I believe. It was like Duke Nukem on the N64. But you also didn't mention Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah, that's another really good one. Yeah, Conker's Bad
I never
Fur
played
Day.
that one.
Yeah.
But so the Duke Nukem, right? I never played it on N64.
What
So
was
what
your
others?
what
It
was your
must have been
experience?
Sega, right?
No, it wasn't on Sega. It was on PC.
Yeah,
Like
it was a
Duke,
PC
Duke,
game,
Duke, Duke Nukem 3D originally was a PC game.
and then they
Okay,
ported
so
it to the
so then
64.
that's where I
Correct.
played it. So
Yeah, it had to have been
I had
PC
a
if that was.
different Duke Nukem experience than you, who played it on the N64.
Yeah, because N64 was censored for
Yes, it
a lot of
was.
different things.
Oh
So
yeah,
if you played the biggest difference was the N64 didn't have sprites. So a lot of like the monsters and stuff were actually like 3D models. So like for example, like the end game, the end boss, right, the Cyclops, at the end of the game on the N64 was
never
an
got to it.
actual like 3D model, whereas on the PC version it was 2D. So
Right.
a lot of the other and the N64 also had like a ton of like different weapons, like I had a grenade launcher that the PC version didn't have. PC version was still superior by far, for sure.
The game that I
Yeah.
had on N64 of Duke Nukem was called Duke Nukem 0 Hour.
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
It's
Yeah.
like I remember, I was playing Duke Nukem on the computer much sooner than I probably should have been.
I think we all have that experience.
But I remember, like, we used to go to it is just what I'm about to tell you is even wild for what I'm about to say. That I used to go to like a summer camp. My dad and stepmother used to send my stepsister and I to a summer camp. It was like a Christian or Catholic summer camp, which is really weird because I am not religious at all. But they sent us there. But they had like computer time or like days we got to go play a computer, and I was playing Duke Nukem at home.
Right.
So we sit down and play these games. And I see kids were playing a game, and I thought it was like Duke Nukem, but it wasn't. It was Wolfenstein.
Oh, okay. Like the original Wolfenstein, like Wolfenstein
Yeah,
3D.
probably.
Wow, that's like that
Yeah.
predates Doom. So it's like, yeah.
Well, Wolfenstein is very like Nazi filled.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're killing Nazis in it. That's the whole point.
Right. So I'm in a Christian like summer camp.
Oh, okay. And they
Killing Nazis.
see you playing a game that has like Nazi paraphernalia. You're
Like,
killing.
no, but like all the kids that are playing, they're all playing this fucking game. I thought it was like Duke Nukem because I had been playing Duke Nukem and it's very like similar type of graphics and
Yes.
similar gameplay.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, this Duke Nukem. And I look and I'm like, I've never seen this level. And then somebody's like, no, this is Wolfenstein. And I didn't in that time, I wasn't really familiar as a kid, obviously, what like a swastika was. Right? So I didn't understand what the game was. I thought it was like a Frankenstein type game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this sounds cool. And then I got home and I started like looking it up and seeing what it was. I was like, holy shit. Why am I playing this? Like, why are all the kids playing this at like Christian camp? This is weird. But none of the counselors ever said that. They let us play the game like it was no tomorrow. So we're just sitting there shooting Nazis at camp
Yeah.
with a bunch of Jesus watching us.
There's also like attack dogs in that game, so I'm curious like what what they would have thought if like they come across you killing dogs like German shepherds in a room.
know,
Like,
I
what
really-
game is this?
To this day, I now wonder, like, as the counselors, would you be more comfortable with the fact that the kids are playing Wolfenstein, where they're killing dogs and all the Nazi stuff going on, versus they're playing Duke Nukem, where you might see some titties? Like,
Yeah, Duke Nukem was definitely the
They were probably more in favor
the
of,
more offensive game for sure.
I could just see Chris like playing a computer game. All right, Chris, it's time for somebody else's turn. Chris is all eat shit and die.
They just unplug Chris's headphones and you just hear balls of steel. I've got balls of steel.
Hey, Chris, that was really good. Hail to the king, baby.
Oh man.
oh, bro, fucking love Duke Nukem.
Nobody steals our chicks and lives. This is such a great game, man. Duke Nukem is like one of the
Spectre
best.
says, "We didn't find Christ, just more Nazis."
Oh man.
Well,
But
Remember when we were all playing Duke Nukem together? It was either the 360 or the Xbox One when they released it with multiplayer. There were like 8 of us, like running through the levels together.
You know,
Yeah.
that was Xbox 360 when they released it, the version there, because I was playing with you guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was
like
Xbox
360.
But like around that time too is like when, for at least for me, like PC gaming was also starting to become a thing for me. So since we're kind of on the topic of Duke Nukem, like I started like I got to play Duke Nukem on the PC like later on, but like during that time, I started really getting into like a lot of like strategy games, but also like a lot of like the click and like the click and point games or point and click games. So
Right.
um, for me, like I have like a lot of fond memories playing like Command and Conquer, Red Alert, StarCraft. Uh, that was around that time like Diablo came out, so that was another like amazing game. The Monkey Island game came out, Legend of Monkey Island, which is like amazing point and click game. Um, so yeah, so it's like PC gaming was also starting to like become like a big deal for me. So yeah.
So,
no, I agree with that.
Yeah, because there was a definitely a time where when the PC games started getting heavy, because my dad, same thing, like he got a souped up PC and he was playing a lot of PC games that I was then getting into, and goddamn, like my memory is horrible. Like I can't even remember the games we were playing.
I remember the first time I ever went to your dad's house with you. They were playing EverQuest, I believe.
So yeah, EverQuest is I wasn't gonna bring that up yet but EverQuest was fucking awesome. There was a game before that though that he played a lot that I played like crazy as well. It was, god damn it, Victor.
It
huh?
Was it Myst?
No. It was a dragon. It was like it was a dragon game. I think it was called Draken, to be honest. Where you play like a girl who rides a dragon and you kill people.
What kind of was it? Like a first-person game, or was it like a point and click or strategy, or what was it?
No. It was like a third-person view.
Oh, okay.
But it was like follow right behind and you fly the dragon around and you kill and fight stuff. I think it was called Draken. But then after that came EverQuest, and I got deep into EverQuest. EverQuest was so fun.
Yeah, it was like the first MMO, right? Or like one of the first like MMOs, I should say.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the first ones, and I think my dad. I feel like he still plays in that. Like they still have the servers up for that fucking game.
Yeah, there is. Like I have friends that still play like EverQuest 2, because the servers were up for that. That game's been around for like over 20 years. So.
Because that was definitely at that time where I was playing a lot of those games. And I kind of got away from the consoles. I was doing more of the PC games like that. Victor says Draken guard. I don't remember a guard being on the end there, but I feel like Draken is right though. Like Draken sounds familiar.
Give me Draken guard, yeah.
Spectre Gunner says how you all feel about Mega Man 6.
Yeah, Spectre Gunner. Well, here's how I feel about Mega Man 6.
Not here.
Is that it doesn't get talked about in this podcast because people stoke. So no, we'll discuss Mega Man 6 when Shellhead Tony can be on here to go back and forth with Psycho about Mega Man 6 because that's the battle brewing.
What is? I don't understand this. What is the obsession with Mega Man 6?
Well, John thinks Mega Man sucks. Well, Mega Man 6 sucks. And
no, I think Mega Man 2. I don't think Mega Man 6 sucks. Tony says it's the best one, and I say Mega Man 2 is the best one.
So John says Mega Man 6 sucks, and Shellhead Tony says Mega Man 6 is the greatest game ever made by God.
It's the greatest like Mega Man game, or just the greatest game?
The best
Mega Man game.
Okay.
But the greatest Mega Man game made by God himself. Like it was forged by God's hands.
But in actuality, that's Mega Man 2. Like, I mean...
Yeah, I think Mega Man 2 was up there for sure. I mean, my favorite Mega Man game is Mega Man X. So
we're saving Mega Man 6 or Mega Man discussion for when Shellhead Tony could be here, so he can be wrong about most things like he is. So that's...
Oh man.
That's all that is. And he was trying to get in tonight, but apparently he's having a bunch of errors on his phone because when you guys were talking about, I don't know, earlier, like within the first 20 minutes of the show, he's like, "Send me an invite. I can't get in. I can't get in." And he still couldn't get in. So
Gotcha. All right, should we move on to the next era? I think this is the era that like we all kind of met was during
The GameCube.
the GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2 era. So that's
Look at Che. He's ready for
Che's
this.
like, all right, Che, you can go first for this one since John went first for the NES
There's-
stuff. Genesis.
Oh,
one
man.
answer.
Good times. Good times. Like John said, GameCube, Madden. Oh, man. Madden 2004, Mike Vick
God
was
damn
over.
it.
It was completely over.
You know,
But
Jay,
GameCube.
I defended you. Jay, you know what? No, we're going to discuss this real quick. See,
No, we're not.
yes, we are.
No, we're
gonna
not.
discuss this. This is
No, we're not.
completely off and on topic all at the same time.
We're not going to discuss this at all.
Psycho.
Going to sleep.
I originally mentioned to Psycho. I'm like, hey, yeah, Che called. He said he wants to in on the cast tonight. And Psycho's like, I mean, if he wants to be in, great, but I don't know what he's really gonna say about video games other than, oh, Madden is the greatest game ever. I'm like, man, give Che some credit, because the other night when we did wrestling, he said some things. I was like, holy crap, I see a different version of Che. Like, Che didn't beat Che. Che went off and actually had like real opinions and passion about something I had no idea he had passion about. I'm like, give Che a chance. He might surprise us tonight on video games. Here we go. Che's like, Madden, baby. God damn it.
Okay, here's the thing. On GameCube, Madden was untouchable for me. But if we want to just tangent off, listing my top games of all time, Madden
Is
is number 3.
Wow.
So, Che, you sit here and say things like Madden is the greatest
the
game
thing.
on game.
Here's
But
the thing,
have you ever
If
played
I
like,
could, if they would release, damn it,
You?
if they released KOTOR,
you lose.
or Knights of the Old Republic, updated on Xbox, every time you got an Xbox, you'd see me playing that game.
So
I play Madden and NCAA every once in a while.
all right.
I
So
would
the
play
question-
Star Wars, The Old Republic, all the time. That game was amazing. And my second favorite game of all time is actually NCAA.
Okay. So the questions I have is this, Che.
Yo,
You sit here and about Madden
You
being
read your
the greatest
Bible
game
and you
on
say your
game.
prayers.
Have you never played Tony Hawk? Because the Tony Hawk games are fucking amazing.
I have not played Tony Hawk. I've heard about them. I give them their respect as far as everybody loving them, but skating's not my thing.
Wow, that's not surprising. So then, the other question, I don't know the game's name, and you may have already said it because you did mention something in that franchise. Go on record, whatever. I feel the franchise itself is super overrated and trash, but there was a game on GameCube that was Star Wars that I played, and I fucking loved it.
Rogue Squadron.
I don't fucking know. If I
Was it a
if I
flying-
knew,
was
I'd
it a-
say
Was it a flying game?
there was some flying, but then there wasn't. There's other times where you're a bounty hunter or some shit flying around in a jetpack.
Oh, so
Battlefront?
Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Oh, Bounty Hunter.
I don't agree.
No,
It doesn't sound familiar. Bounty hunter does not sound familiar in the name.
Was it Battlefront?
Quick
Possibly.
tangent.
that wasn't on GameCube.
There are two
Battlefield.
NFL Hall of Famers that do a show, and when one guy's team loses, they tell the other guy, "You this weekend cannot say foot or ball." Mr. Wheezy, you
What?
cannot say Star or Wars. Leave it alone.
But I'm giving it.
Leave,
No,
leave it
flowers.
alone. Don't come around here with the Star Wars hate, man.
So is it? It says Star Wars Bounty Hunter is a third-person action-adventure game where you play as Jango Fett before Attack of the Clones, using his twin blasters, flamethrowers, wrist-mounted missiles, and jetpack to capture bounties across 6 worlds.
See, Because I remember
This
part
on
of the game.
GameCube?
Yes, it was on GameCube. You can buy it now on the Switch. It's been remastered and
What
re-released.
other games came out in GameCube for Star Wars then?
That was the only one that is what you're talking about.
What other games came out? Because I remember you at one point you also fly around and you take out AT-ATs.
There's Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron is the one I'm.
And then there's Rogue Squadron 3, and you have that one had ship missions and also on foot missions.
It's like I can remember in sections there's like you're like in I don't fucking know the area.
Then
like
there was
Grand Canyon type thing. You're like fucking flying from like one platform to another, trying to kill people.
I mean, I'm gonna say that's Bounty Hunters.
I mean, maybe it doesn't like Bounty Hunter doesn't sound right in here, but it could be.
Just look at
Battlefront
pictures. It wasn't Battlefront. That was not on the GameCube.
It was. Yeah,
it could have been Clone Wars. It could have been Clone Wars, but see, if it was Rogue Squadron, you weren't flying as a person.
No, it wasn't Bounty Hunters.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe I'm messing up. Maybe it was an N64 game.
If it was an N64 game, then it was most likely Shadow of the Empire.
Yeah.
Because that does sound like things you could do in Shadow of the Empire.
Shadow of the Empire did have like canyon area, like the start of the game, I think.
Yeah, but looking at the picture, I just looked that up, and that's not it.
All right. Well, let's not get too hung up on this. So.
No, good. You guys can tell. I'm looking.
All right. So during that era, I think all of us like only owned like one console, or
yes.
Did anyone own more than one?
Chris did.
Oh, but also on GameCube, another thing that Chris is not allowed to talk about: Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Sucks my balls.
Get off your own podcast. You're disqualified. Go home. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. I think we beat that game roughly 30 times. Me and Mr. Psycho, and then me and my brother beat that game roughly 30 times. It was.
Oh look, Che can't talk no more. Whoops.
Wow.
So...
I see what we're doing.
I'm sorry. Did you lose your voice for a second there? My
see what we're doing here.
He's just wielding his authoritarian power on the podcast right now.
Oh goodness.
He's the authority.
Yeah.
I got jokes, but they're not meant for the podcast.
Yeah. So
yeah,
for me, like I think I'm probably the sole like Xbox owner.
Yeah.
Like,
Chris had a PS2 and a GameCube.
Yeah, Chris had both. But for me, for Xbox, I mean, my top games were Halo 2. So when I first got the Xbox, the games I got like on launch were the original Halo and Max Payne. So Max Payne's definitely up there. Max Payne's like one of my all-time favorite games. Like Chase said, Star Wars: Knights of the Republic is up there. Like that's one of my all-time favorite games. Just period. And I'm trying to think. Soul Calibur 2 was another really good one. Like that was one of my that was the first time I ever played a Soul Calibur game. So that was the first time I ever played like a 3D fighting game. Was Soul Calibur 2, and that game was awesome. So, and what was cool about that is that game had a different guest character for every different console version. So I know like John had the game on GameCube, and the GameCube version had Link in it.
Yep.
And then the Xbox version had Spawn, and then the PlayStation version had Hayachi from Tekken. So, which was really, really cool. So it's like if I were to go to a friend's house, that could be a completely different game because they could play as Link, and you could come over to my house and play as Spawn. Yep. So I thought that was like a really, really cool element of Soul Calibur. Another game, like Morrowind, is up there. Morrowind, the Elder Scrolls game, is like one of my favorite memories during that time too. So Xbox had like a lot of really, really solid games, original Xbox. And then of course Xbox Live came out, so there were a ton of like online games that came out that we got to play. Like Mech Assault was like one of the first games. It's like a big like mech warrior game. Return to Castle Wolfenstein was another like really big one that we used to play a lot. Um, yeah, just there was a lot of like really awesome Xbox games, like original Xbox games that I have a lot of fond memories about. The other cool thing too about Xbox was you can that like you couldn't do on the other consoles was burn your like music, like your own music onto the system and use it as like soundtracks like in your games.
Yeah.
So like the wrestling games, you
Don't
can
get me
actually
fucking
like
started.
yeah, you can actually like put your own music into those wrestling games and like have them be like your theme song and stuff like that, which I thought was really
I
awesome.
know where this is going, and it probably shouldn't go that way.
Oh, which is what?
Definitely should not go that way.
Oh God, I remember. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are we talking about?
We're not gonna bring that
Damn
up.
right.
Yeah.
Please
but,
don't cancel up, you broke.
But anyway, yeah, no. So
Hold on.
that was
I
my.
missed
that was my
something. What are we
favorite
talking about?
Nothing. Don't
We're
worry.
talking about the
See?
fact that Jose was allowed to burn his own music into his Xbox for games.
Right. No,
like
I got that because
WWF
I
Raw.
was doing that.
Yeah.
See, Chris was being studious at that time and, being a real student while the rest of us were in the classroom on lunch break playing an Xbox. So we'll just leave it at that.
God
But
damn it! I want to know.
I don't want to silence Victor. So in the chat, Victor was saying Smash Bros. Melee, Jedi Outcast.
Silence Che.
He had a Dreamcast and a PS2, but he also really enjoyed Ninja Gaiden Black for the Xbox.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden was a fantastic game on the Xbox. Love that game. Really fun.
But there were a lot of great games on the GameCube. Like Victor said,
Smash
Bros.
Bros.
Melee was great. You know what? I wasn't really a fan of Mario Sunshine. I played it, but I wasn't like super fan. I loved Mario Kart Double Dash. I loved the way the Double Dash played. Wind Waker was a phenomenal game that got a ton of hate when it first came out because of the art decision, but the art still holds up. The game is still beautiful. I enjoyed. I mean, there were a lot of games. I played a bunch of the Madden games as well. The WWF games, Day of Reckoning and Day of Reckoning.
Day of Reckoning, yeah.
And the amount of time that we spent in those games was absolutely obnoxious.
Well, yeah, most of the time it was like trying to perfect your fucking create a character moveset. Took fucking forever.
Star Fox Adventures was a great game. I really enjoyed.
I was gonna say, John, you haven't even brought up your like one of your all-time favorite games too on the GameCube.
Which one are you talking about?
Like Metroid Prime.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah.
But
Sounds like that one's special.
Yeah.
Star Fox Adventures, Star Fox Assault, I enjoyed. But I mean, since Jose brought this up, Metroid Prime was an amazing game. We hadn't had a Metroid game since Super Metroid, and it had been dormant for a long time, the franchise. That game came out and kind of reinvented it, and it was so good.
Yeah.
I didn't like the original Metroid on the NES, and I had it. I had Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, and I didn't like that game either. And I'd only played Metroid or Super Metroid sparingly. To this day, Victor and I talk about this all the time. To this day, I've never actually beaten Super Metroid. I get to the same part in the game every time I start it, and then I get distracted and stop playing, and then I try to come back to it. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I don't remember, and then I just quit. But like Metroid Prime was absolutely amazing. It was such a good game. I told you for years you should play that game. And I remember when I brought it in, when I brought the GameCube in and you had an opportunity to try, you're like, yeah, this game is actually pretty good. But I just think about all the hours that we sat there and we played No Mercy. Like first WrestleMania 2000, then No Mercy, and then Day of Reckoning. That game was just so good.
Yeah,
so very good.
Definitely an underrated video, like wrestling game for sure.
I really feel like those games were made for us because they addressed everything that would happen when the four of us would play. We would take it seriously. Che would be off not fighting, and he would just be attacking the referee. And then out of nowhere, the referee was like, "I've had enough of this shit," and put Che in his place.
Yeah. But there were also just like a lot of like really weird glitches that would happen, like being able to choke slam someone from like across the ring.
Hearthtaker.
We'd do like Hell in a Cell matches, and all of a sudden like Chris would be outside the cell. And we're like, how'd that happen? Like we're like, what?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I win.
We're like, Chris is cheating. So, and he would just climb. He would just start. Wait, and then he would just start climb the cage, just start taunting on top of the cage. It's like just build up special.
Yeah.
So.
The recklessness.
And then somebody was going through that cage.
Yeah. No, it was great. Those were fun times for sure.
The thing is, attacking the referee, I don't think any of us knew what could happen. So I'd just be over there just like, all right, I'm going to let them do their thing. I'm going to pick up the pieces later. I'm going to pick the carcasses, whoever's left after John gets his 30 specials. Let me go over here and attack the referee. Then one day the referee's just like, you know what? I've had enough. And it was one of the greatest video game moments as a collective that I think we've had.
But like I mean, recently a video popped up in my feed on Facebook of a I don't even know if it was an indie promotion or something. They're in there just like fighting, and then like the referee gets hit, and the referee turns around and stuns somebody right in the middle of the ring. I was like, oh, that brings back memories.
But like, it was also the little things. So remember when they introduced the momentum shift in Day of Reckoning, and like Chris is making his character, and like I hadn't even really looked. I made my character first, but I wasn't really like looking deep into it. I was trying to finish it, and then Chris is like, "Oh, look at this! I can use this for a momentum shift." And like, I'm like, "What is this?" Or no, you'll see it in the ring. And so then like his momentum shift is the neck crank. It's like.
Yeah.
It's not a momentum shift. That's the end. Like,
oh my god! Do you remember? Wow, what was it? Was it WWE Raw 2 that we played? Where which one was it that you can create create a move?
That was on the 360. That was the 360 era.
Right, but that was what I'm saying. Like that was on Raw. That was Raw 2.
No, because Raw and Raw 2 were Xbox One games. Yeah. This was
they weren't.
SmackDown versus Raw. Yes, they were.
No, Raw 2. Raw 2. I'm pretty sure was that was Xbox 3. It was Xbox 360.
It was not, because I had a 360 and that game was never available to me.
No, it was on Xbox. It was on the first Xbox.
That's what I'm saying.
So, the original. Yeah.
So, go ahead, Jose.
No, but I was gonna say was, I'm pretty sure it was Raw 2. You can create your own move. But I don't remember. Or maybe it was SmackDown. But anyway,
I feel like the create your move was like in the later games.
Later, yeah.
360.
You're probably right. But it was like one of those games where I created a move called the Webbles Francheros. where it was the most ridiculous move. Where
core memory unlocked.
It was like a top rope move, where my character would just spin around the person's head over and over again, and then eventually I would just do like this like Hurricane Rana that would just like flip like a billion times, and we would I remember some of the best times were like showcasing those moves, and that's just like dying of laughter at some of these moves that we'd be able to create because they would just defy the laws of physics.
Yeah, because it was also the first wrestling game that we could share our creations with one another, even though we weren't near one another.
Yeah, because we'd upload them. You had to download it, and
you had to like search for specific things, but then you could download it, and then you had to download all the moves that you created as well, or the character would have no move at all. And so I remember how proud Jose was when he created that, and he's like, "Guys, we got to play." And we all got on, and we were in this one online fatal 4-way, and Jose showed us. It was like, "All right, Jose."
One of those ridiculous moves that would never, ever actually work or happen.
Yeah, you defy the laws of physics. Like, it would just have the most ridiculous, like, top rope moves where my character would just float in midair, just doing flips.
I had
no
like a
sense.
stunner that did the same thing from the top rope. It's a stunner, they'd fly halfway across the ring.
So Victor, I don't. We don't want to ignore Victor because he's going in. I know this is a very dear topic to him. He said that Dreamcast had some great arcade ports with Soul Calibur, Marvel vs. Capcom 2,
Yeah, Marvel
and
Capcom
Sonic
2 's
Adventure
on my top.
games. I wanted to highlight that because Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I had
Yes.
that on. I think I wound up getting it for PlayStation 2.
PS2,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was on PS2.
But man, I fucking love that game. I love the arcade version of that game too. But that was definitely some good times we were having with that game.
Yeah,
I preferred
fantastic.
SmackDown, I preferred the Sonic Adventure games on the GameCube. I played them on the Dreamcast, and they were good, but they ran so much better on the GameCube when they were re-released.
And Victor feels that Devil May Cry 3 gets his vote for PS2 titles.
So I don't disagree with that. I think if we can't talk about PS2 without talking about Grand Theft Auto, right?
I was gonna say, if anything on PS2 gets my vote, it's Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
GTA 3 was so great, man. I remember
Yeah.
Chris and I would use the jumping car glitch. You'd click in the thumbstick, and the car would just like fly into the air.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that like, so you had GTA 3, right? Or 2 or
It was
3?
GTA 3.
GTA 3.
Yeah.
And then that was on PS2. So the amount of fun that we had in that game, with all the glitches and the codes and everything, and jumping cars and everything, you sit there and you think to yourself like, "Oh man, this can't get any better. Like this game's amazing." But then,
I know where you're going with this.
then we get, and we're just going to go into the next, which obviously is the Xbox 360 and
GTA 4.
GTA 4.
But Vice City, though, wait. Vice City and then San Andreas were also on the PS2.
They were great, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, they were great games, but
Yes.
I guess because Grand Theft Auto 3 was like the first experience with that
Yeah.
kind of game, and you're like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then you knew what to expect, just different scenery, but same general gameplay with Vice City and San Andreas, except for San Andreas, you could get fat, so you had to
Which
work
was so
out.
dumb.
San Andreas
I hated that. I hated that thing. People love that your character would gain weight if you weren't going to the gym and that your hair would grow out and all. I'm like, just let me play the damn game.
Right. Like, game was fun, but I hated that aspect. But when you get to the Xbox 360, now you're looking at GTA 4.
Oh man, GTA.
And just when you
4.
thought, like I said, you thought GTA 3, you can't get better than that. This game is fucking... No, GTA 4 is like, here, hold my beer.
So
allow
many.
you to play online with your friends from across the world.
That's everything changed from that point.
Yeah.
We made a friend in that game that we still like talk to today.
Yeah.
Shadow, like.
Yeah.
So back from 2007.
That's where I met Victor, and he's in the chat right now,
Victor
right?
too,
Like, that's where I met Victor, and that other guy who I like to troll. Don't want to mention him on my podcast because I feel like if I mention him, he might show up. I don't want him here right now.
Say his name, he appears.
Man,
Just I don't feel like trolling him. I don't want to make him cry or anything. But yeah, like that game was, I mean, literally, to me, was a game changer, right?
Yeah.
And people like it set a it set standards that other games tried their hardest to replicate and beat, and they just couldn't. Because then you had games like from there that would try what the fuck? Saints
True
Row.
Crime. Oh yeah, Saints Row.
Oh,
True Crime was a
Saints
great
Row.
one.
Well, Chris and I used to play Saints Row a lot, and that game was a lot of fun.
No, Saints Row was great.
Yeah.
But you could see what they were trying to do was to try and beat GTA at their own game.
Yeah.
And the only way they could do it was by going over the top that GTA didn't do, because GTA, as crazy it was, did have like a realm of reality to it when compared to like Saints Row.
Yeah.
Right? And then you had other games come out where like, oh, we're gonna do the free roam thing, and you have to go over the top. That there was that one game where like you're a cop or something.
Crackdown.
Yeah, Crackdown.
Crackdown was great.
It was great, but nothing compared to GTA 4,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like you can see where they tried. Like they're like, we have to go over the top. We got to beat them. We got to make it out there. And GTA 4 just set that world of games on fire with
Yeah,
all these companies trying to beat it, and they just couldn't.
I mean,
It was fun watching them trying to get and playing the games that they tried to beat it with, but they just couldn't beat it.
dude, the hours we would spend on GTA 4 are some of the best memories I had just gaming with you guys. I mean, just spending hours on the swing set glitch alone were some of the best, most fun memories.
Just Victor
Oh
brought
my
it up.
god.
Victor brought it up, and it goes back to probably some of our best times in GTA 4. Because he says that how, as an expansive game with a great story where the multiplayer games boiled down to spending hours only in the airport, arguing about vehicles and cops in asses.
Asses, yeah.
So I've got so many fond memories of the airport, right, and playing that game. And the fond memories are literally sitting there and like, all right, guys, let's all go to the airport. Everybody like spawns in different areas, so everybody grabs cars. And there was always like a couple people that you'd sit there and wait, and as soon as they show up, you just blow their fucking car up.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. We were the biggest assholes on that game.
Fucking diabolical.
Like Rockstar probably has,
man.
like during that time, Rockstar probably had like all of our like gamer tags, like avoid these people at all costs. we were like that one episode of like South Park, like people just did not want to fuck with our group because we would just cause
And the greatest
chaos.
thing about it is that it showed like we were assholes to each other, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we would sit there. We had like our core group was like maybe 6 of us, if that.
Yeah.
Like kind of like the core that always played together.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, randomly, like some random assholes would join in our game, and they'd always like think that they were like the big dogs.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
No, not today.
and then all of a sudden now we're going to war against some randoms, and all of our hatred in the game that we have towards each other and the hatefulness
Yep.
focuses on like this one guy, and the poor son of a bitch tries to like invite his friends in, and then it just turns into like a turf war that we do not lose.
Yep.
Like
we'd be like, yeah, let's partner up. So we would like fake like we're gonna go in their car and then just like toss like C4 on their car. Just and then we would so this is I would do this a lot. Is we would like be playing like a race or something, and then like I would like toss a thing of C4 on the back of the car before like getting in, and then I would get in, and then they would start running, and then I would hop out while the car was going, and then just blow up the C4.
well, see,
Just
and
to
that's
be a
where
troll.
you and I differ, right? Is that you guys didn't enjoy dying. I didn't give a shit. So like I
Oh,
would
no, I didn't
literally
care about dying.
kamikaze these guys.
No, I did the same thing. Like, it always became like a one-ups, especially with us. It would always become like a one-upsman of like who can fuck with who, the like better.
Because like you get these guys, they'd be like, oh, and then, like you get the helicopter, right? You're like, oh, I got a helicopter, and they're like, oh, he's shooting, he can't get us, and I'd be like, oh, I can't, and I'm just like, crash the helicopter. Oh, I'm gonna get you. And I didn't give a shit.
There eventually be parts of town where you knew if Psycho got there first, don't go there. There's booby traps everywhere.
And it
There's
just got
C4 stuck to the walls.
But also, like when I think back on those times, they were great, but we absolutely broke the game. Do you guys remember how we'd get the cops on us, we'd get the 5-star wanted level, and we would just go to war with the cops until the game was like, fine, we give up. It's no wanted level anymore. Like, the 5 stars would stay, but it would not render any more police. They wouldn't come anymore. They just couldn't.
You're right. Like I was really surprised that like the game didn't just glitch and their internal government didn't just like release Cthulhu on us.
Yeah.
Like,
it was very different from GTA 5. GTA 5 just they kept coming.
Yeah.
So,
that game sucked. So
I like GTA 5. GTA 5 was fun.
Victor said Gears of War 2 on Xbox 360. No contest. Halo fans don't at me.
Yeah,
I mean, Gears of War 2 was phenomenal. It was fantastic. Horde mode was amazing. God, I love the Gears of War franchise. Jose,
Oh man,
Yeah, but still, like GTA is still better.
It comes down to preference. I mean, they're two very different games. I definitely have
As
more
far as-
fond memories in terms of like multiplayer in GTA for sure. But we had a lot of fun times in Gears as well.
So my problem,
and
I
you can't forget as far as online times, Red Dead.
Red Dead
Yeah,
was
Red
great.
Dead. Red Dead is one of my all-time favorite games.
Our
to play.
bare knuckle bear boxing was ahead of its time. Climbing up on that cabin and beating the hell out of one another. When you fall off, you get mauled by a bear.
Yep.
So great.
Sniping other people's horses while they're trying to get to their next objective.
Jose being spawn camped by the same cougar.
Freaking cougar.
Oh man, that cougar killed him like 6 times in a row. He was so mad.
I was trapped inside the house. I still trauma. Trauma there.
So, all right, because Victor mentioned Gears of War. Yeah, no, Gears of War was not good. And I only say that, and it's just because of the way I play games. As you guys know, I'm very much the of our group. I'm the Leroy Jenkins of the group.
Yes, it's very accurate.
So Gears of War did not play well with my style of shooting game.
Yeah, because you had
like you couldn't run, you had to like crouch and like move, like it was so fucking horrible.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I don't like Gears, because it didn't allow me to be me. And I don't conform to other people's rules. So.
Yeah. Well, that's why like Borderlands is a lot more like your style of game.
Oh, I fucking
because
love
Borderlands, you can do that shit because you're just a god.
I mean, just the other day, me and John were playing Borderlands 2, and we were somewhere, and John's like, "Where do you gotta go?" I'm like, "Oh, you can go down that way, or you can just." I'm just like, "Woo!" I jumped off. And I'm like at a much higher level than John is, so like he can't do that, because if he does, he's gonna land right in the middle of a shitstorm, and he's done. But I'm just like, yeah, here I go.
What character are you using in Borderlands 2? The Gunzerker?
Me? Yeah, I'm a Gunzerker, 100%.
Okay, so that's absolutely like a Chris staple fucking Gunzerker Salvador. Oh my god.
Yeah, I just run, jump, and I just land, and I just start killing everything.
Dude, I love Borderlands. We can talk about Borderlands 2 because that was an Xbox 360 era game too. But yeah, dude, I love that game too. That game is one of my favorite games. Zero was amazing. Like I loved playing as Zero in that game. So that was like one of my favorite like assassin type characters of any game ever. It was just really fun.
So just because we mentioned Borderlands, and I just want to. Did you know that in Borderlands 2, you know how like you can't kill each other, right?
Yeah.
So a while ago now, Psycho and I were playing, and Enforcer was in the game. But his character, he's a psycho, and you can kill him.
Blitzkrieg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, the character's name is is it or Krieg? Is it Krieg?
It's Krieg, yeah.
Krieg, yeah. Krieg.
Yeah, but you as a Vault Hunter, you can still kill him, and he can attack you even though you guys are on the same team.
No, I didn't know that. He was DLC though. So I didn't actually like get to play him or play as him or stuff. So
we were in Sanctuary, and I just looked at him and I threw something, and it fucking killed him. I was like, "What? We could do this?" And he's like, "Oh God."
That's great.
And he hasn't been on since. So
new. Oh man.
Yeah.
I loved in GTA 4 when you could go into the comedy club and see Cat Williams do his hustling skit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was great.
That's right. We have to thank GTA 4 for Cat Williams. Thank you, GTA 4.
Yeah. Other games of that era, we haven't even talked about like the Arkham games. Arkham City to me is still like the best.
Yeah, Arkham City is pretty great.
It's still the best like Batman game ever made. Why is that? Because there's so many games.
Well, the fact that there's so many games, but I think it's also because, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that system, the longevity of that system, feels like it was longer than some of the previous predecessors. Right?
That's because it was.
Well,
Okay,
it's
so-
also that we were adults and we were buying our own games and we didn't have the responsibilities we have now, so we could play a lot of games.
Well, no. What I mean is the actual quality of game, right? So when you look back to a lot of the older systems, there was a lot of, I mean, there was shit games with the newer systems, but there was a lot of shit games. Back with the NES, Super NES, like you had some real diamonds, but there was a lot of shit games. Just for example, Superman 64, right? Complete garbage. Like there was a lot of crap, but the Xbox 360 seems to have had a lot more quality games. But like I said, because of the time span, the first 360 games versus the final 360 games, like there's just so much diversity and so much growth in that they did that there's so many good goddamn games that I don't even consider to be in the same era because of how far apart they actually were from release.
Yeah. So,
like, I wouldn't consider it's obviously it's there, but I wouldn't consider Arkham to be like the same era as GTA 4.
Because they were spread out a lot by a lot of
They
years.
were spread out so far apart.
They weren't really spread out that far, though.
They weren't, though, because GTA 4 came out in 2007 and Arkham came out in 2009. It was 2 years.
Yeah.
Really? It felt like so much longer.
It wasn't that far apart.
Maybe because we just played GTA 4 so goddamn much, it just felt like it was
could
forever.
be, yeah.
And the Ghostbusters game on the Xbox 360 was amazing, and that I would spend $80 if that multiplayer from that game came back and actually functioned. I'd spend $80 on that game. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make my own Ghostbuster, dress him how I want. The same exact gameplay style would be fantastic. I'd spend $80 for that.
Hold on.
No problem.
Psycho, did you just say that I never use a cover mechanic in games?
Yes.
Question. There's a cover mechanic?
Exactly. Because, I mean, you already said that you just run in guns blazing and that's it. But Victor was making an excellent point, right? Like, Gears of War's cover mechanic was revolutionary when the first game dropped in 2006. And then a lot of other games took that cover mechanic. And so GTA was one of them. There was a cover mechanic because of Gears and how revolutionary that was. But you wouldn't know that because you're like, fuck that, I'm running in. Like, I'm not getting cover.
I think the only game that I could think of where I use cover a lot, and I think you just had to, would have been True Crime, Streets of LA.
Yeah, there were certain missions where you had to sneak, and so
I can remember like hiding behind cars and popping out and shooting people.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, no, fuck cover mechanics.
Yeah,
That's a waste of my time. I'm there to kill.
I kind of agree with that. I vaguely run I use what's around for cover as I'm running, but I don't stop and hide and shoot. Like if I happen to pass behind the car where they're shooting at me, fine. But no, Leroy Jenkins.
Right? Yeah. I'm gone. Like your bullets can't chase me if I'm running. Like you just have to be a better shot. Like no.
I know. We've talked a lot about it, like multiplayer games from this era. But just like real quick, what are some of your guys' like fondest single player games from that era?
I mean, the Batman games would be single player games.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
weren't
yeah,
multiplayer.
Arkham's did it, yeah. But like other than the Batman games.
I mean, with me, y'all already know it goes without saying it's NBA 2K and Madden and NCAA as far as solo runs.
I mean, I think. Go ahead.
So okay,
yeah, that's about it. Everything else, I generally play with you guys. It's Red Dead's and the GCAs and things like that.
I guess the question comes down to when you're asking those questions, like, so Che played obviously a bunch of the sports games, but those are also multiplayer games, right? Because you can play online with each other.
Yeah.
Stop.
I mean just like single player game, like a single player.
I mean, so I would say
nice of the. The Old Republic. Old Republic. Star Wars Old Republic.
That was the original Xbox.
That was
Yeah.
Xbox, not Xbox 360.
Yeah, not Xbox.
I would say
I played it on 360. Yeah.
I would say Red Dead. Like the Red Dead single player story was amazing. It's still up there in my top games of all time. So like, and I thought GTA 4 story was great. Like those games were single player that had multiplayer components, but you didn't have to play multiplayer for the story. In fact, you couldn't play multiplayer for the story.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know, Chris,
my
you have
pick
any?
would have obviously been Batman, but Jose said no Batman allowed.
Well, because we just talked about it.
Uh,
I mean, that's definitely up there for sure for me. Arkham City. Because I have a few for
that
me.
was PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, Need for Speed, but no, that's PlayStation 2.
I mean, Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the
single
player
player was
game for
great.
that was really great. Yeah. Good story.
Was War in the North on 360?
Yes.
Or was that Xbox One?
No, that was
No,
360.
that was 360.
That was a good multiplayer, but it was also solo a good time for me.
I never played that in solo because you could do the story in multiplayer.
Yeah.
So
Nah, it was a good solo run too.
For me, it sucks too because I really wish you guys had played a lot of these games. You know, but I know you guys really like playing like a lot of the multiplayer stuff a lot more. But games like, well, you guys have probably played Skyrim, so like Skyrim is up there.
no, I never played that.
Oh, maybe.
Didn't pick up Skyrim till Xbox One.
Okay.
God damn, so
Yeah, but like like Oblivion, Skyrim, the Fallout games, so like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, the Mass Effect series, Mass Effect like 1, 2, and 3.
fucking Jose and Fallout. He loves those fucking.
I fucking love, dude. I love Fallout. Oh, dude, don't even get me started on that. But like BioShock. So probably my favorite. So my favorite single player game during that time was for sure BioShock. So BioShock was like one of the best games I think ever made. So BioShock is definitely up there for me. But it sucks. I wish you guys had played those games because like those games are amazing and you know.
So, all right, now we're going off topic for a second because he said fucking Fallout. So we went to Halloween Horror Nights. And one of the houses there is Fallout. I'm not familiar with Fallout at all, so I had no idea what the hell I was walking into. And it was all right. But they had a food stand that was specifically Fallout themed. And my brother wanted some drink in a bag called Radaway. He's like, I gotta have that. So I picked him up that. I drank the drink because I was gonna give it to him because it'd be bad. But Jose's like, hey, I want to try some of the food here. So Jose goes and buys, what was it, like fried pickles or something?
Yeah, there was one that was like, it was like fried pickles with and they were like pickle like quarter pickle slices or whatever.
Yeah, it was like spears.
Spears.
Cut,
yes. Yeah.
Like
And then
deep fried.
But it was with like buffalo chicken dip. So that was really good.
But then Jose's sitting there. He's like, man, I want to try the deviled eggs too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I've never seen like a place just sell deviled eggs. Like I've only ever seen deviled eggs like during Thanksgiving at my family's house.
Yes.
Like my aunt always makes deviled eggs.
Yeah, because one of the things in Fallout, like one of the food items you can get is yum deviled eggs.
Okay, so Jose orders this shit, and we go over, sit down. He's eating his pickle spear things. I'm drinking this fucking like pineapple jalapeno drink out of this Radaway bag, and Jose grabs one of the deviled eggs and eats that bitch, and he's like, "That's fucking disgusting." I look at him like, what happened? He's like, is it bad? He's like, that's not a deviled egg. I'm like, no, bullshit, that's a deviled egg. He's like, no, that's like a dessert. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So he gives it to me. He's like, try one. So I eat that thing. That was the sweetest goddamn thing I've ever eaten. And I walked over to the menu. I looked at it. This man ordered these yum deviled eggs that were made. The white part was made out of some type of coconut, and the yellow part was a pineapple sherbet.
Yeah,
like it was
but if you look at it,
no, it looked like a deviled
just
egg.
like a deviled egg.
like
it feels like a deviled egg too. Like you pick it up and it felt like a deviled egg. So
Yeah.
I'm like thinking, okay, it's a deviled egg. So my brain is registering I'm about to eat a deviled egg. I remember what deviled egg tastes like, and as soon as I put it in my mouth, I was like, I want to spit it out because I was like, this is not deviled egg. Like it tastes
like
like
it- the only
Some
thing-
video game rations don't carry over to the real world, and they knew that, and they're like,
No.
let's just twist
like the
this.
but
like the only thing it was literally missing was like paprika on top, like that.
no,
Like,
but it had that. It had that. It was like, but that was like cinnamon dust or something.
so
It was like cinnamon dust or something. I don't know
like
what it was.
the only thing that like for people who can't imagine, like you can imagine what it is, but like I told Jose, I'm like, bro, that's like when you're sitting there, you're like, man, I need me like a glass of Sprite, and you grab Sprite and you drink that glass, and that shit's water. You're like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this unholiness that I just drank?
Yeah.
It's just water. Like
You got
the
Rick
dessert
rolled
Just
wasn't
fucked
bad,
with my
but when you're
brain
By the
expecting
repressed
a damn
stand.
deviled egg, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Fucking
I was
bad.
like, what is this? This is not deviled egg at all. So I feel like I was more disappointed that it wasn't a deviled egg. And then Chris made a good point though. He was like, why the fuck would they sell regular deviled eggs at Universal?
And I'm like,
I was like, because it's in the game. I don't know.
but then at the same time, I'm like, did you not read? Because I walked over and it's right there on the menu. Yum yum
It
deviled
did say
egg,
that. I didn't even
coconut and pineapple. I'm like, bro, did you read the
read.
fucking menu?
I didn't even read
No.
that at all. I did not read it at all.
You know, when I was watching videos on Halloween Horror Nights, one of the stands had like a giant chili dog, and I was like, if I went this year, I'd be getting that giant chili dog.
I believe that was the Terrifier stand because I think they also had like a 1.5 foot long mozzarella stick.
Yeah.
But it was like
Good for you.
it was like a giant chili dog that came in a box, and it was like $43. I was like, I'd eat that. I mean, I wouldn't want to pay that, but a giant chili dog, hell yes.
All right, back onto your video game this because we're gonna be wrapping this up soon because we're shit almost.
Victor
at 2
said
hours.
PS3 is going to fly by as a topic, probably. I don't disagree with that. He said Last of Us and the Resistance trilogy.
Never played any of them, unfortunately. I had a PS3, and I used it for one reason and one reason only, and that was to play Mortal Kombat. That was it.
I had a PS3 and I used it for movies, for
Yeah,
a Blu-ray
Blu-rays.
player, and also for Rock Band. And that was it.
Yep. So
Can't
unfortunately, we
do that.
didn't
Oh,
really
yeah.
have much of a-
Rock Band on any system was
Beatles-
great, but the Beatles Rock Band, oh man, Beatles Rock Band was amazing.
I am
Beatles
shocked
Rock
by
Band was
that comment.
great. Nah,
Here,
Beatles
okay,
Rock Band was
comment.
great.
Shay would want that DJ version of Rock Band. Interesting.
Beatles. What do you like?
Yeah, I mean DJ. I looked at it. I'm like, maybe. But Beatles Rock Band was great.
I never.
I'm telling you.
We did have Beatles Rock Band, but I never really we didn't play it too much. We just
I'm
played
telling
Rock
you.
Band 2. So.
Che has been on this podcast twice, and I've learned more about Che in these 2 podcast episodes that he's been on than I've learned about him in like 17 years I've known him. So he always comes out with something crazy like, "Oh, Beatles Rock Band, what the Beatles." You know
Oh
what the
nah,
Beatles
man! You
were.
give me the bass on "Come Together," we're winning all the time.
Yeah.
Beatles Rock Band was amazing, and
Shout
I'm not gonna say a joke. I had a joke to pertain off of my Ron Jeremy joke from the last episode of Drinks and Toys, but
You
we're
know
not
what?
gonna go.
We're not gonna go there.
just real quick too. Shout out to Victor because he mentioned Modern Warfare 2. Me and Victor used to play on Modern Warfare a lot, so that was one of my favorite COD games for sure. We used to play with like Shadow and like all those people.
My absolute favorite Call of Duty memory, because I don't like Call of Duty, was living with Victor. Like when Jen and I and Victor and Karen were living together, and one day Victor was trying to get that super hard achievement in Modern Warfare, and you just hear him screaming from the other side of the house, "Fuck!" Like, goddamn ass! Like Victor's just. And I'm like,
Right.
what the fuck is going on? And I go over there, and he just keeps playing this one section of the game over and over and over. And he kept dying and kept getting angrier. And he was in a plane in Modern Warfare 2, like trying to get this one achievement that apparently was incredibly difficult. And I remember just standing there for a good 35 minutes watching him get wrecked repeatedly and thinking it was the greatest thing ever.
I remember
All right.
that playing level.
So, I don't want anybody to feel like they're being left out because nobody had been speaking in the Shellhead YouTube stream, but apparently people have been messaging. So we had Gustavo. I don't know how long ago he sent this message, but I appreciate you joining in, man. We're having problems with the live chat through Riverside. He said, "Fuck Xbox, Sony's better."
Okay.
I mean, we can all be wrong sometimes, and this is
Yeah.
your time.
Yeah, I was gonna say K, but you're wrong though.
It's
And
okay,
then-
but nobody's perfect. So.
And then we got Joe. So Joe, thank you for being here, man. He messaged recently because he said something about deviled egg from a food cart. Just he's scared to even attempt it, and we should have followed that thought. But he also asked, "What about VR games, like real VR games?" I have no experience with no. Have any of you guys got VR game experience at all?
No, not me.
Virtual Boy for the win.
No, fuck
Virtual Boy. No.
That's just like, here's red lights. Fuck your eyes. So okay.
I mean,
So Joe, what I want to do is
we kind of
next
skipped
time-
as far as generationally, we skipped the Wii.
fuck a Wii.
Well,
So okay. Ooh, what are we gonna do? Throw a baseball and play Wii Sports? Fuck Wii. So
Esports.
no, so Joe, I want to get with you on another episode when we do games. I want you to come on and we can discuss things like that because I have no familiarity. And I know you're into those things. I'd love to learn more about that. So we'll save that for another video game episode of Collector's Hideout. Yeah, he says there's an Alien VR game that's amazing, which I guess I'll need to try that.
Apparently, there's a Batman VR game that's very good too.
Yeah, there's a few. I like
So
Iron
Che-
Man too. Iron Man VR.
So Che, you want to talk about the Wii? Because why?
Nah. I mean, he said virtual reality. My first thought was Wii, but nah, that's still more motion.
You
But
know,
yeah,
he's
no.
talking about the virtual, like you
No
have the
virtual-
recent
no
where you wear the
virtual-
goggles and shit.
None of that.
We're going to talk about the Wii. We only need to mention Twilight Princess, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Punch Out on the Wii, Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Wii.
We only need to mention these 75 games I'm naming.
Mario Kart Wii, and Smash Brothers Brawl. That's it.
They all sound horrible.
Do we need to mention Smash Brothers Brawl?
We do. Any fighting adjacent game where I kick your ass needs to be mentioned.
Subspace Emissary is what
Like,
I
I
remember.
don't remember why I bought a Wii because I can't remember a single game I had on Wii.
Didn't you buy it for the Super Mario All Stars?
Probably
I
not.
think I had Resident Evil on the Wii.
Oh yeah, Resident
that
Evil
was-
4 was that was good.
I think if I looked through, I think I probably had like Mortal Kombat. I don't even know why I even had a Wii.
Chris had that Mortal Kombat game that was it followed Deadly Alliance and
Deception?
and Deception. And then-
Armageddon was after Deception. Then there was MK versus DC.
Yeah, so no, it was Armageddon. It had
Right.
all the characters in it. Chris had
Yeah.
that game on the Wii.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
That game was terrible.
Yeah.
So-
Your face is
because
terrible.
fucking Johnny Cage was in there, piece of shit.
No, it was terrible because like no one had original fatalities. They had a creative fatality system, which sucked. So
Oh, so cool. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
This went on a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Holy
Yeah,
crap!
we're still not done because we still have the
current-
PS4, the Xbox One, and the Wii U, and then we have the Switch, and then now we're on the
Well,
Xbox Series, and then the
PlayStation
Switch.
5,
yeah.
Switch 2.
See, Joe said Wii was great for tennis and bowling.
Agreed.
That's it.
That's it. That's all it was good for.
Wii Sports was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in the scale that said he's fat. Like as if we don't know we're fat. Thank you, scale, for letting me know.
We
we're fat.
Wii Yoga or whatever. Yeah.
Wii Fit is what it was called.
Was it Wii Fit? Oh yeah.
Wii Fit.
Yeah.
Oh, which? No, that wasn't. That was GameCube with Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't know why I had a Wii. Can't figure that out.
The Wii
So-
Sports was the main reason for me. That was the reason why I had it. And eventually
All right.
Smash Brothers.
So let's wrap this here. And the newer systems within the past, 10 years, we'll save for another episode because I got to work in the morning.
It better
And,
not.
Yeah, so do I.
I gotta work in the morning too.
and little Haiti has to work in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
My alarm's literally going off in 3 hours. Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds right.
So, I just
Mom-
want to thank everybody who did come in to the show in the chat. We were having some errors with the chat, like we can't see it. We had to go through the YouTube studios and actually look on YouTube itself to be able to see it. For whatever reason, it's not feeding through like it normally does. It seems like all the problems only happen during Collector's Hideout, but when we do Shellhead or Drinks and Toys, it's never a fucking issue. I feel like Tony's kind of sabotaging it somehow because he's not here and he's doing like voodoo to make sure that just shit goes wrong. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel in the gut that's what's going on.
I do want to say one thing before we get off, because both Che and Jose mentioned this. Knights of the Old Republic, the remake is actually still happening at Change Studios and will no longer be PlayStation exclusive.
Okay.
So they're going to be
There is good news in 2025. Fancy that.
Cool.
So there you go.
All right.
Maybe we'll actually play it.
You should. It's a great game.
Yeah.
You need to. You need to.
So, whoever's here or whoever watches, you can join Shellhead, Tony, and myself, Drinks and Toys on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. We have no idea what the hell we're going to be talking about. We never do until about 30 seconds before we hit go live. Then we decide. So it's very toss up. And as far as collectors, next week, we will be doing the episode that was supposed to be this week, but we had to change it because Shellhead Tony decided he had to go work or something and was in a hotel and has poor internet service. But next week's episode, it's in the thumbnail of the event. It's called Collector's Hideout Watches Little Shop of Horrors. So the idea is that Psycho, Tony, and myself are watching Little Shop of Horrors. My first time since I was a kid. I believe Shellhead's similar, and Psycho hasn't watched it in a couple years. So we're gonna have a really fresh take, and then we're gonna discuss the movie and see if it holds up to what we remember from our childhood.
Tim Curry always holds up.
That's not Jim Carrey.
Tim Curry. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Okay. Tim Curry's also not in that movie. It's Rick
We thinking
Moranis.
about the same movie?
It's Rick Moranis.
It's Rick
We thinking about the
Moranis.
same movie? We're not thinking about the same movie.
It's the fucking movie with the goddamn giant plant that eats people, Che. What the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?
Audrey too.
Yeah.
It's a horror-esque musical.
Che, how do you not know this?
Che, what movie you... Che, watch this shit.
What movie
You're
am I
gonna be on the
thinking about?
cast.
Yeah, you're thinking of like Rocky Horror Picture Show or something, man. Like I don't know what you're
Oh,
thinking
that's
about.
what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Hey,
There we
Che,
go.
When Chris ends the stream, don't leave.
Yeah, you don't leave.
You gotta
Oh,
wait.
that's right. Leaving.
Nah,
Bad Che.
you gotta wait so it doesn't delete things.
So Che, if you want to get part of next week's show because you've never seen it, watch that shit like this weekend, so you could be on it. And because it's Rick Moranis, Steve Martin, apparently John Candy's in
Yeah,
it. I
John
don't remember
Candy's
that.
Yes, yeah.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, so next week we'll be discussing Little Shop of Horrors.
All right.
Oh,
Speaking of, Chris, you need to make sure that you watch Alien Earth if you haven't watched it yet. All episodes are out, so.
all right, real quick. Fucking Jose, I've avoided spoilers for Alien Earth.
Right.
I keep seeing these fucking images pop up that people use, like AI images or whatever, and it makes me want to see it to just let it. Hopefully, it's not what these images show.
Okay.
But if it is what the images show, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it if it's done in a bad way. But they keep showing a goddamn xenomorph on the front of a bike, like ET, and that the alien is like a pet, and I don't like that idea that like I could train an alien to be my pet. I mean, I like the idea that I could do that, but I don't like the idea that I could do that.
I can't say anything without it being a spoiler.
Yeah, don't say anything.
Yeah.
So like, I want to watch it because I want it to not be that, and if it is that, I want it to at least make sense. So
You want a lot of things.
Shut the fuck up.
I will say.
Don't say anything.
I'm not gonna say anything then. It's fine. I won't say anything.
So, yeah.
The memes are highly exaggerated, but
So, yeah,
I'm gonna say.
next week, that's what we're doing. Jose, are you streaming yet again? Are you back up or
not yet. I'm still having PC issues, so hopefully once those are resolved, then yeah.
okay? And then, Haiti, thank you for being here.
Shout outs to Victor for the, oh my God, go to sleep after we make on time we work tomorrow.
And then, just I want to put the announcement out there also. Psycho, I mean, he hasn't actually accepted yet, but Psycho was offered essentially the permanent co-host position for Collector's Hideout. I never said, "Oh, great, I do accept." He's just like, "Oh, that's cool."
No,
So-
that is not correct at all. I did accept, so yes, I am accepting. Currently, I'm being attacked by my dog for some reason. He should be going to sleep, but
Oh, there you go. Joe or Jose, I don't know what kind of trouble you're having, but if you are having trouble, Joe is like, I think he invented the computer. But
Jesus Christ.
Joe can possibly help you out. Definitely, I'll put you in contact if you're interested
Yeah.
with Joe.
Sure.
So cool. Appreciate it, guys. Everybody coming out. Like I said before, I don't have a stupid saying like Showhead does with his capes bullshit. So we'll just see you guys next time.
Don't leave,
Later.
Jay.
Don't leave, Jay.